What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Kevin Durant, aka Durantula, former MVP, multi-time NBA All-Star, multi-time first-team All-NBA. Many people consider him a top 15 all-time great. Came up shorter than a midget on his knees. One of the most disappointing seasons in the history of the NBA. Why in the hell did you leave Golden State, Kevin? Why did you do that? It was a bad move. You wanted your own team. You wanted to show that you can win on your own. But in all actuality, at the end of the day, when your career is over, when it's all said and done, they're going to look at how many titles you won and was you an integral part of those championship teams. And you could have enhanced your legacy if you would have stayed in the Bay Area. Make no mistake about it, but you went the LeBron James route. Your career path is a mirror image of the chosen one, the king, LeBron James. LeBron James got drafted by Cleveland Cavaliers like you got drafted by the Seattle Supersonics / Oklahoma City Thunder. LeBron James left because he couldn't win the big one and went to South Beach and tag team back again. Tag team with Chris Bosh and the face of the Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade, and won 2 championships. A far cry from not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 when they did that celebration of LeBron James coming to Miami, and they got up on that stage and he basically said they was going to challenge the Chicago Bulls and all the other all-time great teams that won a whole lot of championship, a boatload of championship. And that's not what transpired in South Beach, but he did get 2 of those championship rings. You did the same thing. You left OKC and you went to a super team, a team that had already won a championship, a team that was led by Stephen Curry, who was the face of that franchise, just like Dwayne Wade was the face of the Miami Heat franchise. And you tag team back again, and you won a championship. 2 to be exact, just like LeBron James. LeBron James knew that he had accumulated 2 championships and had achieved his ultimate goal. But he knew it no matter what accolades he done on the court, he was never going to be the Miami Heat's favorite son. He was never going to be the face of that franchise. It was going to always be Wade County in Miami. Just like Kevin Durant, no matter what kind of accolades he did on the court, it was always going to be Stephen Curry's team. So he wanted to show that he can win with him being the captain of the ship, with him being the face of the franchise. So he tagged team once again with Uncle Drew, Kyrie Irving. First year he was hurt. Kyrie played, got hurt. The role players tried to step up and they got beat in the first round of the playoffs. Second year he comes back. They get to the second round of the playoffs. They trade in the midseason for disgruntled multi-time All-Star and former MVP James Harden. They beat the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs, 4-1. They up 2-0 after James Harden got hurt in game 1. Kyrie Irving gets hurt in game 3. It's all on Kevin Durant to carry the team to the third round of the playoffs. He has a all-time great game in game 5, 48-17-10. He thought he hit the game-winning shot in game 7, but his toe was on the line. Therefore, it was a tie instead of a 1-point victory for Brooklyn. They go into overtime. Kevin Durant is driving on fumes, has no gas left in the tank. The Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, lead his team past the Brooklyn Nets and ultimately gets the NBA championship. Third year there. Kevin Durant and his team are sitting there with the best record in the Eastern Conference, 29-16. Never mind the fact that they played one of the weakest schedule up to that point, 29-16 to 29-16 in the NBA. Uses all quality teams. It's all high-level play in the NBA, so you got to give credit where credit's due. Kevin Durant gets hurt. Kyrie Irving is only there for road games due to the fact that he's not vaccinated and due to the fact that the vaccine mandate makes it that he has to be vaccinated to play home games in Brooklyn, so he's unable to be there half the time. James Harden becomes disgruntled because he don't believe that Kyrie Irving is committed. He don't like particularly living in the borough known as Brooklyn. He don't like the offense that head coach Steve Nash is implementing, so he quickly does what he got to do through his play on the court. Forces the Brooklyn Nets front office's hand, and they trade him to Philadelphia 76ers for another disgruntled all-star in Ben Simmons. After that, it's just a drama after drama going on. Yeah, no, Kyrie Irving and the front office are at odds from the start of the season when he didn't want to get the vaccinated. They don't feel that he's fully committed. Kevin Durant does have his back. But the problem was that your two best players only played a combined 17 games in an 82-game season due to the fact of Kevin Durant being hurt again. That took him out 20-plus games, and the fact that Kyrie Irving could only play half the games. They went 11-6 in those games, but they never played enough games to get the defensive rotations down, the chemistry down on the offensive end. Going through the adversity of a regular season that teams need to harden them for the playoffs. They never went through that, and it showed up in big fashion in the first round of the playoffs versus the Boston Celtics. I give Boston Celtics a lot of credit. They could have ducked that fade against the Brooklyn Nets. They could have lost the last game of the regular season and let Milwaukee Bucks take on that team, but they was like, no, we got to see them sooner or later. Let's see them sooner, get them out the way, and move on to the next round of the playoffs. Give Boston Celtics credit. They are the complete team. They've been the best team in the playoffs so far. We'll see what happens in the second round of the playoffs against the likely opponent, Milwaukee Bucks. But Kevin Durant, you traded Steph Curry, a multi-time MVP, for Kyrie Irving, a guy that probably be the best player on the N1 Mix Tour. But in the NBA, he's not a top 5 player. He's not a top 10 player. He's not, in my opinion, even a top 15 player. He's probably a top 20 player. But he's a guy that gets a little bit more credit than what he's actually deserved, because he's spent a lot of time off the court than he has on the court. He's missed over 100 games in the last 3 seasons. Availability is durability. If you're not available, I don't care what kind of talent you possess. I don't care what kind of skills you bring to the table. You're more of a negative than a positive. And that's the case with Kyrie Irving. He's got to go in the offseason and get his body in supreme condition, be able to withstand and hold up to the rigorous 82-game schedule and be there for his team when they need him most. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Kevin Durant traded Klay Thompson, who has shown time and time again that he is that dude when that moment arrives in the playoffs, for James Harden, who's time and time again shows you that he's a midget coming up shorter than a regular sized human when it comes down to the playoffs. He showed time and time again that he wilts under the pressure, under the bright lights of the NBA playoffs. You traded Draymond Green for a fossil in Blake Griffin. Bad decision, Kevin Durant. And now you're sitting there at a crossroad. Meet me at the crossroad of your career at 33 years old. You're on the back 9 of your career. And you're going to have to push the front office to make the necessary moves and put the necessary pieces around you and Kyrie Irving. You're going to have to really do what the guy that path you will follow throughout your NBA career has done. LeBron James, he's pushed his front office to make moves. Not only in Cleveland, he tried to do it in Miami. That's one of the reasons why he left in Miami. But he did it in Cleveland when he went back. And he's doing it now with the Los Angeles Lakers. They might be bad moves, bringing in Russell Westbrook instead of DeMar DeRozan, but it's been moves that LeBron James has pushed the front office to do for him to chase championships. And that's what Kevin Durant going to have to do. He's going to have to do what he's done throughout his career, the mirror image of LeBron James and what he's done throughout his career, and do that and push the front office to make the necessary moves for his team to get better. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts about Kevin Durant making a bad decision, a fatal mistake, in leaving the best organization in basketball, a top-level front office, the front office that has shown you that they know how to put the necessary pieces together to form a championship team for the Brooklyn Nets, who have never shown that. Couldn't handle the off-court drama with Kyrie Irving. Couldn't handle the off-court drama with James Harden. And couldn't put the necessary pieces around all-star players to make a championship run. Let me know your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter, JBsports 3303. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.